So I just turned right on 127, and we're going to head down to Maynooth. Well, see, this is what I set out to do. I wanted to ride the Highlands, not skirt around it on Highway 60, so I guess sometimes you can't always rely on your GPS. You know, it's not that isolated out here that you can't find your way on a road map or even with your phone. Well, I don't know if it's gonna last, but the sun has peeked out and we've got a little bit of sunshine. Enjoy it while it's here, because I look ahead and it still looks pretty gloomy and wet. So everyone's got their preferences, but this is what I like. Just a nice wilderness route with fairly decent road and hardly any traffic. Nobody on my ass, nobody in front of me, no trucks barreling down on me. Just a nice wilderness route. And this is why I thought Highlands is going to be really nice, because there's not a lot of trucks and stuff going around here, and it's not all cottages. Well, there's a lot of cottages, but you don't see them on the road. Just like you can see here, it's just all bush. It's only 11 in the morning, but I'm already feeling hungry again. I don't know why. I've got an appetite this time. So hopefully there's somewhere in Maynooth we'll stop, and hopefully it's not raining and we can make a bite to eat. So there's like a ATV trail that goes alongside, and it's an official trail. It goes alongside the road here. And if I was a hardcore off-roader, I'd probably be taking that trail instead of this road. But I'm getting a closer look at that trail, and it's nothing but sand. It's like 6 inches deep sand with huge bumps and corduroys and washouts, and it's just, I mean, maybe if I was some kind of avid dirt biker or something, but I know if I went on that trail, I'd be in for a world of pain, man. It would be hell. I'd probably get stuck. Just making me realize I don't think I'm going to be a big time off-roader. I think I'm more of a country cruiser. Alright, so here's stop just to give a good look. Could I do it? Yes. And it's an official trail. This part actually isn't as bad. But it's just sandy, bumpy, rocky. It's challenging to do these trails. I know when I did the rail trail what it was like. So if I was totally into it, yeah, I would go down these trails, but it's got to take me all day anyway. Okay, it's Tuesday, July 6th. I'm well into my journey. I've reached Maynooth, and it's 20 to 12, and I was looking around for a place to stop. There is a place here called Maynooth Community Park, but the buildings are kind of all over the place. It's not really a centralized area. There is a logging center up the road, which I haven't checked out. Maybe there was some nicer stuff there. It says there's public washrooms. I don't know if they're open or not. But anyway, I found this nice little picnic table behind a closed building, and I figure, okay, doesn't seem to be anyone around, so we're going to stop here and have a little picnic break and just a few basic things. So there's some convenience stores up the road there, some general stores, so I can use up my water, and I'm going to go up there and get some more water after, so I can use up my water and I can make myself a nice tea. I have to get my tea bags out, and I'm going to have a samyang ramen soup, which is a little on the spicy side, but they're just kind of good for making out here because the noodles are good and thick. They're better than the cheap ones, so that's why I like to buy that stuff. And I got a nice big apple that I took with me. It's a nice big Honeycrisp apple, and I'm going to enjoy that, and that should just keep me going for a little bit for now. There we go. So I got my tea ready. I'm enjoying my big Honeycrisp apple. I was going to get into the pepperettes, but I think I'll save them. Still got another day or two of this ahead of me. And once I open them, then you have to worry about keeping them fresh. So I'm sitting here and I'm actually wanting, here I'm going to point it up at the sky. The sky's breaking up. There's a lot more blue, as you can see. And right now I got a cloud passed over the sun, which is great. But the problem with this table that I picked, which isn't really in the park, is it's just out in the open. There's no shade. So when the cloud breaks off and the sun comes out, it's just blitzing hot here. So I'm kind of actually hoping for clouds. And I want the cloud, because right now the cloud's over and it's not so bad. As soon as that sun comes out, it just roasts me. So maybe I should have gone further up and explored the logging park or whatever to see if there was a better table that was in the shade. A lot of people have asked me on the Facebook pages and whatnot why I bring so much stuff with me. Well, I bring whatever I can fit into those 3 panniers, and maybe something on top. I brought a chair, which I haven't needed yet, just in case I'm in a real spot where there's no chairs. And the other thing going on top of the passenger seat is possibly my coat, if it gets way too hot to ride. But other than that, everything fits in the panniers. And the reason I bring as much stuff as I do is because I like to do this. I like to sit and have a picnic in the middle of nowhere. It just makes my day. So while I'm sitting here and scorching in the blitzing sun, because now all of a sudden it's decided to become clear and sunny, I'll probably just go back to cloudy and rainy when I get riding again. It's time for another episode of Deep Thoughts. So, the deep thought I have for today is, why do I bother with all this vlogging? Why do I bother doing it? You know, I have a good career that makes me far more money than the vlogging ever would. And actually the vlogging makes nothing because I'm only at 250 subscribers. So it's certainly not for the money. I don't really care about the attention that much. Although I do like to know there are people out there that are watching this and sharing this with me, but it's not like the be all and end all. It's not really the reason I do it either. I'm not really trying to be an attention whore. I think the reason I do this is because when I go out on these
trips and I do these things, whether it be with my family or by myself, I understand, I fully understand how deeply special it is to be able to do it, to be able to go on a trip, to be able to experience these things and not just sit at home or spend your whole life working. I know that life is very finite and it goes by faster than you'll ever think. And if you don't believe me, just look back 10 years, how fast that went. And the older you get, the faster it goes. So I like to do as many of these as I can before the inevitable day comes when maybe my health fails or something else happens. Who knows? World War III for all we know. Or you just get too old to do it. And do it now while you can. And so while I'm doing it, knowing that it's so finite and that we don't know how many of these trips we'll ever get, I like to record it, because then I've saved it. I've kind of stopped time, if you will. And when time stands still, it's in a video or photos that you take, and that's when you've trapped time. And so that's what I do, and that's why I record these. It's sort of like my journal, my diary, I guess you could say, of being able to take these trips and do these motorcycle trips. And that's why I do it.